looks like. I'm not for sure, just because it looks like they basically sent me something totally different. My original email is not attached. I'm gonna just say they sent this to me. So they sent me this property. They were asking for 95K down. They were tweaking on this 1 to 3 year balloon. You drunk. And then they gave us some more stuff to look at. Here's the seller finance purchase price, with an option to prefer 10 to 14 down payment. So they wanted 10 to 14 down. So this is what we did. I came in, I gave them two offers. So one of the offers gave them the down payment that they wanted, but we got more cash flow than what they got. Here is their cash flow, $570 per month, while we got 1,224. Why did I do it like that? Was because there's an old common rule in the real estate space. There's going to be a negotiation. They're going to negotiate on something, and I would rather push. If we're going to give them that down payment, I would rather push for our cash flow. Again, it needs to make sense for us to give you that. If it doesn't make sense for us to give you this 97K, we losing money immediately. We threw a 3 year balloon in that. That wouldn't give the buyer enough time to basically flip his money. It wouldn't give him enough time. No, it don't work like that. So cash to buyer, this is how much the buyer is going to walk away with, 28K 395. So that's how much he'll walk away with through the stack method. So here is the other offer, which is the first offer. This offer, we played with the cash flow a little bit. So we reduced the down payment. Remember, this is a tug of war. This if we're going to give you something, you got to give us something. It's a fair exchange. See, most people don't understand, and this is just being playing chess or being strategic. For you to get what you want, you have to give the others what they want. It has to be a common trade. If it's a one-sided trade, or you looking at this and saying, "Oh, this is fair," but the other person is saying this is unfair, it's not a common trade. That don't work. That don't work. And I'm not telling you that because I'm telling you that because of experience. I've been doing this for a minute. That it don't work. If one-sided feels if one side feels like it's unfair, both parties are going to walk away from the table instantly because it doesn't make sense for those. So realistically, what I aim to do, I just aim to try to either work the deal, make the numbers work, or figure out what is their actual terms. So what I mean by actual terms, what is something that they willing to negotiate on, and what is the thing that they don't want to negotiate on. Sometimes these people don't know, and sometimes they do. It just depends on the seller's situation. It just depends on what their goal is. Are they looking at this a long-term hold or a short-term hold? Based off this right here, I'm gonna keep it G with you. So it looked like he was looking for a dummy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It looked like, just based off of this right here, for us to give you a 3 year balloon, and I ain't even going to the 1 year, for us to give you a 3 year balloon, our cash flow has to be on point. It has to make sense. You have to be willing to allow us to give you $100 every month for us to, because the thing is, think about, let's do the math real quick. So if it took us, right now, let's just do some simple math. Which one, our cash flow is higher than the other? Their cash flows. Okay, so I like this one. So if we're getting 1,400, what's that? 14,684 annually. So we would take that. Give me 1 second. 14,684 annually times. He said he wanted 3 years. In 3 years, we would have only made 44K. We're losing money. Keep in mind. So look. Keep in mind, in 3 years, this is the balloon payment. So in 3 years, this is how much we would have to pay out. So we would have to pay out. As you can see, that dropped. It wouldn't work cash flow wise. It wouldn't make sense. We would have to pay this out. We would remember we only made 14. We only made 44,045. I mean 052. We only made 44K. That's not enough. That 3 years it wouldn't make sense. So this is what I'll be saying. Like they be acting delusional, be acting crazy, be tripping. See, we're not going to give him a balloon payment, but if we did give him a balloon payment, it would be something that I knew the buyer would make his money back. So let's do the formula with let's do the numbers with 15 years. So with 15 years, he would have made his money back. 15 years, he would have made 220, 260. He would have made his money back. So he would have been able to pay off this balloon payment no problem at all on that 14 years. He'd have been able to pay it off. He made that money. And what I mean by pay it off normally, I ain't gonna say normally because it just depends on your exit strategy. But sometimes these people are refinance out. They are refinanced into another mortgage, basically wiping out the existing mortgage and replacing it with a newer mortgage with a higher interest rate. Sometimes sometimes you can bring somebody in that's willing to pay off that balloon payment. There's other ways that you could finesse the balloon payment. I shouldn't say finesse, but that's the word I want to use. You can finesse the balloon payment, but realistically, you just gotta find something that makes sense. So this is what we got going on. We're gonna fill this out. It's gonna send us an email, but before we fill it out, we need to make sure nobody has came across this property. If they have, we would need to see how long it's been looked at. Let's see. So does anybody look up? Nobody has found this property. I'm gonna do the cause they got two where's she at? Yeah, they got two listings I should say. And we just want to verify. So nobody came across it, nobody got it. So we're gonna generate LOI. We're gonna generate two LOI. Now agent's name and agent's phone number. Agent's name, we're gonna take the listing agent right here. Frank Willis. Shout out to Frank Willis. Then email, we're gonna come over here. Oops. Come over here. Copy that. And then phone number. Oops, that's my phone number. I'm tweaking. And then agent. This is the phone number. Let me remove these things. There you go. Full address. So we gotta fill this out twice. So the first time we're gonna wait for the units. We're gonna wait for the first letter of intent to come back. How many units did he say this was? I think it's 2 units. 6 bedrooms. How many rentable units though? I think it was 2. They know they bogus for these pictures though. They had to have an iPhone. No, let me go play a look. No, Android, shorty. Okay. We're going to go with the first option. Down payment. How many years did we map out? I think it was 25. 25. How much did we say the seller would carry? Seller carry 97. The same thing as the down payment. Hold on. I think I did that. It should be 97, not 95. Cause I was looking at that. I was like, hold on, that don't match what I'm looking at. Zero balloon payment. You might want me just to remove the decimal. Yeah, thought so. Yeah. Does the property need to be stabilized? No. Principal. We gave him interest on the first offer. Zero. Oh shit. We did give him interest on this one. Let me go back. Well, I thought that was the first tweaking. Let's see. What's those monthly payments? I think it's like five something. 570. I think we gave him a 5% interest rate. And then valid. Uh, Steven said don't do nothing longer than a couple of days. Maybe until Friday. It's Friday. You ain't got no job.